Today we're going to show you how to install a large door runner decal that we sell. First of all, you're going to get it in a tube and it's going to be wrapped up like this. When you unwrap it, it's going to appear wrinkled and whatnot, but you don't have to worry, the vinyl will not be wrinkled. So go ahead and lay it out flat, and then make sure you have a few other supplies before you start. One, you're going to need some sort of heat source, either a hairdryer or a heat gun. You're going to need some masking tape. You're going to need a squirt bottle. For a bottle this size, you just want a couple drops of dish soap, maybe 2 to 4 drops of dish soap, and then the rest water. And either a licensed credit card or a squeegee like this. And other than that, you're ready to go. And then, oh yeah, and you're going to need something to cut the decal with in the door hinge here in case some of the letters go over that hinge. Now you can try your best to line it up to where you don't have any letters going over that hinge, but as you'll see, for what we're going to do, we're going to line this up. I'm going to get my masking tape ready, and I'm going to tape. I found about where the middle of this was. You want to tape right in the middle, right on there like that, and then you're going to want to line it up. Now I pre-positioned this so I know exactly where I want the slit in the door to be. So we're going to go right there, so it's just a portion of the T. I'm going to make sure it's level, and then I'm going to press the tape up like that. Okay. Make sure this is all level. Yep, there, all the way back. Good to go. Alright, so we've done a couple things. Right here we tape down. We want to do a long piece of tape going this way. We'll show you why later. And you can tape a couple more here and there to hold it straight. Obviously we have this straight and level, which won't be important after we spray it down because you'll be able to adjust it. But in the meantime, what you're going to do is you're going to, first of all, I'm doing this by myself, but we highly recommend that you have somebody help you because of the difficulty involved in keeping the vinyl from touching itself. So as you peel this back, as you can see, sometimes the vinyl will stick. You don't want to pull too fast because you'll tear the vinyl. So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly undo this back. And then I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to have my partner hold this part. And then I'm going to cut right here. Careful you don't cut your truck, ruin the paint. Then I'm going to take my water and soap solution. Alright, so we're spraying down the truck surface, the decal, with the soap and water mixture. You want to spray it kind of liberally. Don't worry about it too much. It'll eventually, we'll squeegee out the water and have it stick. So this is where you probably want 2 people, because you're going to want to lay this and work it down. So you'd have one person holding the side where my right hand is now, and then you'd have another person working it down. So if you get any wrinkles, you want to kind of go back and start again, but we have enough water and soap on here to where this thing can move around quite nicely, so you can kind of just lay it down and work it. You want to push all the water out. See how it kind of moved there? So you want to move it back. You want to just keep pushing the water out until it gets a little sticky. That is a lot of soap and water. So there we go. You'll see all the soap coming out. The more you get the water out from underneath it now, the faster it'll dry and the less bubbles you'll have. So I'm going to hit this with a heat gun so that we can peel the other side easy. One. Okay. That should be good enough to start the next side. You recording?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so now we're working the other side, and let me go ahead and remove my tape. I don't want it to be too tacky right here. As you can see, the decal's still coming off, which is good because I'm gonna have to peel back a little bit to get this tape off. So we're gonna go ahead and push that down. And then I'm going to remove this tape. And I'll probably have my partner hold right here as I work this.
That thing.
Yeah, can you push that way? No, this way. Yeah, flatten it out. Yeah, there you go. Now I got the whole decal off. I'm gonna spray again. Probably use a little bit less water this time. Now I'm going to do the same thing as I did on that side. I'm just going to lay this down. Get it as straight as possible. As you can see, I can move it around a touch. Perfect. Now that I have the decal all up there, now it's just a process of heating it with the gun and working the bubbles out and the water out. Alright, so now we're just going to continue to squeegee it and dry it. And once you get it to where it's pretty tacky, like it's not sliding around like this, once it gets to that point, you can go ahead and go to your other side of your truck and apply the other one and let this one dry. We're probably going to take about, I mean, depending on how much soap and water you use and how hot it is outside, I mean, it could take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. You're going to have to let this sit before you can pull the tape off of it. Alright, we were doing this for about 20 to 30 minutes while we were letting it dry. Anyway, once you get it done, like that with the squeegee and the blow dryer, you want to test a corner and peel back and make sure it's not going to bubble. So this is bubbling a little bit. We probably could have waited a little bit longer, but for all intents and purposes, we're going to go ahead and press on. Anyway, you're going to just want to peel. As you can see, some of these are coming up. You just want to hold them down. Go nice and slow over the high detailed areas and over the leading edges. You don't want to peel fast. If you peel fast over the leading edges, then it will come up. So as it comes up a little bit, you might get some of these bubbles. You can work them as you go with your fingers, and we'll show you how to get rid of them when you're all done. So there you go. Now this is going pretty good. You want to peel as close to the in this backwards angle as possible. Don't pull out. If you pull out, you'll bubble it, so pull straight back. As you can see, when you do that, you get less bubbles. Alright, so you're going to want to do that the rest of the way down. And we'll come back. Alright, so now we have the whole thing installed. Hopefully you don't have too many bubbles in it, but it's okay if you do. You can work some out. But real quick, before we work out the bubbles, we're going to go ahead, and as you can see, our U was on the edge here, so we just pushed that in. You can open your door up and make it look even nicer, but for time's sake, we're not going to show that. Anyway, you're going to want to take this, cut as close to the middle as possible. Again, try not to scratch your truck, and just work these over the edges. Again, if you open your door, it will wrap around much nicer, but since we don't want to do that right now, I'm just going to press this in, press that in, and you're good to go. And as you can see, that's how you do the slice. Now for bubbles, it's hard to see on camera, but I have some bubbles here all over the big areas. Now the best thing to do is to work them out right now with your finger. If it's already too dry to move the bubble, don't wrinkle it. Just take a pin or a little X-Acto knife, and you're just going to find the bubble and poke the center of it just like that, and then just take your finger and press down, and it's gone. just like that. You can do that for every one, or you can give it a couple days in the sun. The sun will get rid of about 90% of the bubbles, and any bubbles you have left over after a couple days, go ahead and pop and work out. Do not wash the truck or any of the surface area until all the bubbles have been worked out, and then probably a day after that, just to let it set and seal. That way your solvents that you wash your vehicle with don't get in there and ruin the backing, the tacky part. Anyway, so there you go.